I'm Doug Brunt, CEO at Authentium. This is Ray Dickinson, our Chief Technology Officer. Authentium has developed Safe Central, a software application for an end-to-end solution to prevent online identity theft. We have patent-pending desktop software that locks down the desktop and blocks the ability for keystroke loggers and screen scrapers to compromise a session. We then engage with a networking security component, several layers of DNS protection that prevent the user from being phished or compromised by a man-in-the-middle or man-in-the-browser attacks. So today we're going to demonstrate two things for you. First, we're going to show what happens when a user launches a regular browser and goes out to a website to enter credentials using a PC that is already infected with malware. And Ray's going to start that part of the demo now. We've been in the AV business for more than 15 years, antivirus business. And we've had a front row seat to see what well-funded criminal organizations can do to propagate keystroke loggers and screen scrapers to millions of PCs across the internet. And we've seen the collection points that they can use to gather this information and use it to exploit it and drain your bank accounts and your customers' bank accounts. So after we show you that, we're going to give you that front row seat this morning. After we show you that, we're then going to show you how that same user on the same infected PC can have a totally secure session using Safe Central. So right now, Ray is at PayPal, a site that has good firewalls and encryption and security in it, entering in credentials using a regular Internet Explorer browser, IE7. So let's close out of this browser, and then we'll open our keystroke logger that we've had running on the machine. We're using the all-in-one keylogger, much like any of the hundreds of available keyloggers out there, and much like the ones that the criminals use as well. So Ray can open up his keylogger, and we'll see what the keylogger found in our regular session.
Yeah, this is a commercial keylogger, but it has the same features that the keyloggers that the bad guys use. It can capture anything that I type onto the keyboard, as well as take screenshots when I'm on a website showing my account details. So I can show you what we captured while we were on our PayPal site. In this case here, I went on to, excuse me, I'm sorry, the keylogger was not running. Oops. Okay, let's see. Here you can see this is the screenshots that the keylogger stole while I was on PayPal. So you can see the information I typed in here. I typed "Welcome to Finovate," and this information can be shipped off to a remote server for the bad guys to harvest, as we've observed them do.
All right, so you can see the visual log here. The keystroke logger got everything. In the real world, Ray would be in big trouble. All this information would be scraped and then sent out to some overseas organization, and they could then drain his account information. So let's close out of the keystroke logger here, and we're not going to turn it off. We're going to keep it running silently in the background, and we're going to launch into a secure session using Safe Central. So with a single click of the mouse, we can launch into a safe browser session, just like launching any other browser. Our desktop software, however, kicks in. So now the desktop protection layers are kicking in to block the behaviors of any keystroke loggers or screen scrapers, essentially rendering them blind. Then we connect that out to our DNS security so that when Ray clicks on, in this case, Bank of America, we know we're going to our intended destination. The DNS layers kick in and make sure that we cannot be phished or compromised by a man-in-the-middle attack. It's also important to note here that there's no URL address bar in this browser. We're essentially using a Firefox browser that we've customized and stripped down for security purposes. But there's no URL address bar. It's not meant for the kids to go out to the edge of the internet and download peer-to-peer applications. This is more for mom and dad to do the more serious things, to do online banking, bill pay, tax filing, or viewing sensitive doctor-patient records online. So Ray is in B of A, I think, using your own credentials?
This is my wife's account here, so I'm actually looking at my real account information. I can see right at the top, I'm happy to see that my daughter has not overdrawn her Campus Edge checking account, because that would be embarrassing. Okay.
So if we close out of there, with one click, we're back into a restored state. The desktop lockdown software is then rendered off, so you're into your earlier state of allowing everything to run, including the keystroke logger. So let's go back and see what that saw.
I'm going to go to the visual log here, and we'll see, I deleted the visual log after I did the PayPal demonstration here. And here's me dismissing the keylogger. And here I'm getting ready to launch Safe Central. It didn't pick up the Safe Central application on the desktop. Now I've launched Safe Central, and let me just full screen out. This is what the keylogger is seeing during the Safe Central session.
So the keylogger is essentially blind while we're in a secure session with Safe Central. So in our demonstration here, we've really focused more on the desktop piece as part of this demo, but we'd love to talk to you afterwards to talk more in depth about how we're doing that, as well as how we're doing the networking part of our protection. And one last thing to note is all of this can be private labeled. Our intention is to get to the customers of the financial institutions, keep them safe, and reduce fraud in your networks.